Hi guys, it's Kate from Fitness, Family, and Food, and today I am here to go over the third part of the series and show you the next step in making the mermaid cup and to talk to you about the third part of the quote while I peel some stencil off. I hope that you will join me so you can see how it has come out. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is I want to show you the cup so you can see how it ended up being after I ombre'd it. It did take 3 coats. Well, I want to say maybe 2.5 coats. The third coat was just here or there where I wanted to adjust it and make it look a little bit more smooth so that it would flow together. So let me first show you that. So, let's see if I can get this with the light. Alright, so this is what it looks like right now. And as you can see, you really can't even see the stencil much anymore. And it is ombre'd from purple to the blue. Let me adjust that light. Hold on one second. Let me put that down and let me adjust and see if we can get a little bit better light situation here. Maybe over there. Let's see. It's a little dark today. It's rainy and cloudy. Alright, so there you go. So as you can see, the cup was ombre'd. We started with the bottom and then the top, and then we did the middle. Then the second time I did it, I did the top. I did the middle, then I did the top, and then I did the bottom. And then the third time I took, and you hold it from a great distance. So you hold your glitter way up high and you very lightly sprinkle just to blend it over that middle so that you can get a really nice ombre effect so it can smoothly go straight up the cup. Alright, so I am ready now to take the vinyl stencil off. So you can see at the top there's a couple pieces that I let stick up, and what we're going to do is we're going to slowly begin to remove them, and then you will begin to see your design. Now you have to do it slow because you want to make sure that you are not taking off more than you want to take off. You want to leave the design on there and be able to just take the vinyl off. Now the thing is, sometimes you're going to get to parts where, remember, I had used several different pieces and I sort of built it up to make it more even. And so what I do at that point is I just trim it with the little scissors. And I'll eventually get to that part, but it just sort of helps to be able to pull just a little bit at a time. And we'll pull down here. So while I am taking this off, let's talk a little bit about the third part of the quote. The third part of the quote has to do with knowing yourself. You have to know who you are, and the earlier in life you begin to accept who you are, the sweeter your life will be. And what you have to remember is that you are fabulous because you are different from the world. You're fabulous because of that, not despite that. And there are other ways, there are a couple ways that you can begin to get to know yourself. You have to know yourself so you can build your courage and begin to live the life exactly the way you were meant to live it. You have to sort of focus on who you are, and you have to be true to your values, your core values, and then you sort of have to come to peace with yourself and accept yourself for who you are. Knowing this process really helps you to begin to know who you are as a person and where you want to go. It sort of, brings you sometimes face to face with a lot of, self-doubts and maybe some insecurities, but it also makes you take a very serious look at the way that you're living your life. And sometimes you've got to question yourself as to, what am I doing? Why am I doing this when this is what I believe in and this is what I want? So it's really a very good thing to get to know yourself. And the funny thing about it is, some people are like, listen, I've lived with myself my whole life. Ha ha, I know myself. But you really do not get to know yourself just simply because you grew up, or you're growing old. You have to actually take, a little bit of conscious effort, let me move my hand, to be able to spend some time with intention and purpose to figure out who you are. Knowing yourself simply, is respecting your values, your beliefs, your personality, what else? Your priorities, your moods, your habits, your magnificent body, and, your relationships that you have in this life. That's how you need to know yourself. All of those things. Oops. Let me grab my scissors, have vinyl stuck on them. There we go. Okay. So, I have put together a few tips to help you get to know yourself better. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So, let me just get this started there. The first one is you have to get to know your personality. Who are you in those private moments when there's nobody else around? Not just the public ones, but those private ones too. What drives you? What hurts you? How do you react to the world around you? That's what you need to ask yourself and begin to think about as you begin to think about who you are to get to know yourself better. The next thing you really need to know and you need to think about are, what are your core values? You probably have more than 8 core values, but usually it's like the top 8 that make a difference in your life. Those are the ones, those big roles that have to do with decision making and persuading, conflict resolution, communicating successfully, just that day-to-day living. Your values are in all of that and are a big part of who you are. The next thing that you really need to start to think about as you get to know yourself is you have to get to know your body. Because I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, the more that I learn about my body and what my body can do, not only the more mysterious does it become, but the more I push myself, my body, the more that it surprises me, amazes me. I mean, yours can too, you know. It doesn't matter where you start. It's where you're going to. Have you ever said to yourself, oh, my body can't do that, or I can't do that? Have you tried? Because these are the things that you have to start to begin to think about as you really begin to know yourself. And the last thing is you have to begin to really think about your dreams. Where are you going? What do you want to do with your life? Where do you see yourself moving? In what direction? What direction is forward for you? That is definitely something that you have to think about, because as you build your life, you know, a life, not just a life to live, but truly a life that you can be proud of. You know, the ones that make you want to get up every morning, jump out of bed, you know, chase life. And listen, I am not a morning person, but that's the life that you need to work towards building. Your dreams are worth going after. All your dreams are. They're worth whatever you need to do in order to be able to achieve them. They might take hard work. They might take a little sacrifice, but they're worth it. And they're definitely something that if you aren't sure of your dreams, you aren't sure of what you want, then you need to start there first and figure it out. What you have to think about is this, and this will be the last thing that I leave you with today, is that you have to really, you know, think that what you want matters, and don't ever believe in anything less, because honestly, the most beautiful thing that you can experience in your life is really when you begin to unfold into the person that you were meant to be and to begin to fulfill your dreams. And that is definitely something each and every one of us can do. All right, so I am almost done with the cup. There's just a couple more pieces here. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Let me see if I can get this up here. And the reason is because I put a lot of different pieces in. So it's not like I'm just pulling one big piece like up at the top. So I have to take my time, be patient, and really just work a little bit at a time, going around that cup, taking those little pieces off. Until we get them all. I think I have one more piece. See that one more piece right there? I don't know if you can see it. I know, camera skills are not my best, strongest thing. There we go. Alright, there we have it. the next step that we are going to do is we are going to seal this with epoxy. And that will be the next thing that I show you how to do. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. I appreciate having you here with me. And I hope that you enjoyed seeing the outcome of the cup. Oh wait, I have comments. Oh my goodness. How do you know you have comments? Let's see. This is going to be a tumbler. It is a steel, double-walled steel tumbler, drinking tumbler. It's Ozark Trail. I'll let you look in the top part of it. And what I'm doing is I'm turning into a mermaid cup. So that is what it is. So it's just a fun little neat way to, take those plain steel tumblers and turn it into something that is a little bit more unique. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Do you have any more questions before I go? No more questions? All right, if you do think of any other questions, feel free to comment under the live later, and I will be sure to check back and answer them. Join me tomorrow when I show you how to epoxy. Thank you. Have a great night.